All right, Pure PG here.
This is Mudita art here.
I guess we're gonna have a meal and do this spoiler review of Final Fantasy Remake.
Chapters 1 through 9.
One for now. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it correctly, not
Ba-
accidentally omitting a chapter using bad grammar. Yeah.
yeah, basically it's going from the first chapter, from Reactor 1, all the way up to the chapter where you finish up with Don Cornell. And then, yeah, after that I just started the slums, but I haven't... The sewers, but I haven't done any of that yet. So yeah, just finishing up Wall Market. And yeah, and there all the stuff in between. So yeah. We're gonna get full spoilers here, and we're gonna go. I think our format is we're gonna go chapter by chapter in Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yep.
To note, this is the PC version we played, and
So we played some PS4 version.
I played the PC version, and this is based off of my playthrough. You can look up my playthrough on Mudita Hard Plays Final Fantasy VII Remake on YouTube, and there's a playlist for that, and there's about 6 parts right now.
And he plays it on Twitch live.
And I play on Twitch live at twitch.tv/MuditaHard.
That's very complicated.
Yeah, and I'm also,
we got it, yeah.
Also, I'm a game designer and developer and Twitch streamer now, and play games and stuff.
And I'm a pure PG.
All right, cool. All right, so let's get into this. Chapter 1 is Reactor 1.
It's the demo. It's
it's the demo. We do
like Triangle Strategy was like the first, or the prologue rather was the demo, and like this one. The first chapter is the demo, yeah.
Yeah, it's Reactor 1. You fight Guard Scorpion. You do the bombing mission. You have the recreation of that whole scene.
You have the opening cutscene that introduces it. That's much longer.
Yeah, you meet...
that says the whole setting that you're at, which I felt like was sort of missing at like the original game.
Right, you meet the members of Avalanche.
Jesse, Biggs, Wedge, Barrett.
Yeah. And, I don't know. Are we really going to do chapter 1 through 9 like that?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, and then eventually after that you go to Sector 7.
Oh wait, I thought we were going to do chapter 1 and then we talk about chapter 1.
Yeah, I feel like how much time are we going to spend on that? Like 10 minutes each chapter? That's like...
Well, maybe we'll do like a couple chapters every recording, yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of stuff. We could just kind of summarize stuff.
Wanted to summarize it?
Yeah, summarize our thoughts very quickly on their initial chapters, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was pretty interesting. You can't rename your characters in the first chapter, which might be disappointing to all the Pokemon fans who name all their Pokemon monsters curse words and stuff.
Yeah, but it's because like it's all fully voice acting
Yeah.
and everything, so you can't change the dialogue and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but that was a fun thing you could do in the original game.
Yeah. So one difference between the demo and the chapter 1 that they released is the Heidegger scene and the Calm flashback, which you have to do there because like you can't put it in later in the game because all it does it's only Midgar in the first game.
Which Heidegger scene are you talking about in chapter?
The one where he's like talking about like blowing up the reactor or like there's avalanche or stuff like that with like the guards looking at that Mako reactor.
Oh, okay. Like he's framing them and stuff.
Yeah.
That was an interesting twist.
Yeah, I found that was very controversial because like before like at the end of the game like we destroyed all those people in that sector and like now this game like is totally different. Like they didn't do that. It was Shinra.
Right. So
It's sort of like a Han Solo didn't shoot thing now.
That's exactly what my roommate said. Is like, is this Han shot first, basically?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then also in this same chapter, they introduce Sephiroth much earlier in the game.
That's in the second chapter. Oh wait, he's in a flashback, right?
Yeah, or like when like Cloud leaves the reactor after the bombing mission, he runs into Sephiroth much earlier.
That's the second chapter, I think.
Beginning of the second chapter?
Unless they did a flashback too, which is possible also, because like...
Okay, we don't have to mince numbers here with the chapter, but after the bombing reactor run, there's Sephiroth. And,
it's like the whole Calm flashback, basically.
Basically the whole Calm flashback. But also I have in my notes that like he makes allusions to like events that like haven't happened yet in this game. And I think it's like implying that like these events have happened before. Like he makes allusions to like the cold steel on her and stuff like that, seemingly alluding to Aerith's. And this is something like I noticed on my second playthrough of this first chapter. And
Second
yeah,
chapter.
or like
Beginning.
yeah, it's kind of confusing because it's Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know what part one or whatever, and yeah, it's very confusingly named or whatever. But yeah.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah, because like the Midgar.
Midgar. Final Fantasy VII Remake Midgar. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah. Sephiroth is seemingly back, and apparently these events are being reenacted again, and like it seems like a theme that's going to recur throughout this game that we're going to find. And I also like just going into this, I kind of like vaguely heard people's fan theories a little bit on Twitter, and I tried to like as soon as I realized what they were saying on Twitter, I like try to look away, but it would be too late sometimes. So people would say stuff about like timelines, or like memories, or like I saw some review that was summarizing like different takes on Final Fantasy VII Remake, and they mentioned the whispers, mentioning stuff about like reenacting things from the original thing happening and stuff. So yeah, I got some of those things going on, and like yeah, it does seem to track on to like what's happening here in the game.
I don't think it's necessarily true. Well,
Yeah,
you'll have to see later.
It's pretty open ended as to like how it actually plays out and stuff. But like it does seem to be something of that nature is happening, where like these events are playing back again in a different way than they did before or whatever, but still repeating in some kind of way. That's my theory.
You get the cure material. You get material from Jesse early on.
Right, and like yeah, Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse are much more fleshed out characters. They're not like these vague polygons that have minimal dialogue. They're fully voice acted.
Jesse has a very good voice actress. Yeah.
Yeah, Jessie Raspberry has a last.
She has a last name.
Wedge is voice acted by Badger, and then
Biggs looks like Charlie Sheen.
Biggs looks like the long lost triplet of Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez, as I told PRPHD outside of this.
He actually said third twin, which I had to correct him on.
Third twin.
The third twin, which is a triplet.
I did say third twin initially, but yeah, long lost triplet.
Yeah.
But yeah, those characters are more fun now. And then after you go to the bombing run, you run into Sephiroth, then you try to escape back to Seventh Heaven. You're also like seeing all these courtyards and stuff that were in the original game.
Is that a different angle and stuff?
At a different angle, you
get an HP plus materia very early on in the game, which I thought was mind blowing. Or even in the beginning, you're like in a sewer section that like you never see in the original game, and I thought like, wow, they're gonna. My first expectation playing this, I was like, wow, they're gonna flesh this out, and it's all gonna be like this.
Right.
And we'll get to that later.
Right, and like seeing the different camera views of like stuff like. You can look up at the Shinra Tower.
It's a rotating camera, yeah.
It's fully rotating camera, so it's not fixed perspective anymore. Yeah. So that's something you got to do, and they really went like all out. When
they have a tutorial mode for like all the weapons, and like one part of the Mako reactor. I remember like they play a cue where like that's my line and something, and then like the line plays, the music plays perfectly.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, and then then eventually we get. Is there anything else going on to that until we get to Sector 7?
Chapter 2, I think there's like a helicopter chasing you and some dogs chasing you.
Oh, okay. Right, and then you fight like random...
And you get like random bracelets in random places.
Sure, yeah, there's like items.
And you meet Aerith and Sephiroth have a thing, yeah. They meet each other early in the game.
Yeah, you run into Aerith, and it recreates the scene. I think she says like... And then later on...
Well, maybe she sees the whisper. I forgot if she sees the Sephiroth, but she sees the whispers, and Cloud sees the whispers, but everyone else can't.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I think Cloud... I forget what exactly happens in that scene, but Cloud seems very startled by seeing Aerith. And seemingly almost as if it's... I forget how it happens, but like I feel like it's almost as if he sees Aerith again or something. He's like,
I'm
taking
not
it
sure if
back
that's
and
true.
he just reacts very strongly to seeing Aerith this time, and like, I don't really know like if it's coming from like it happening again or like I don't know. Maybe I'm like projecting or whatever. Yeah, I could be just projecting. I think it could be interpreted that way. I think it's open ended how it could be
I
interpreted.
don't know.
But okay, fine. I like to interpret it that way.
All right.
But yeah. Um,
So
Yeah.
she's escaping the whispers, and then like Sephiroth shows up early, and I forget what he does, but
yeah, I guess.
No.
And then
and then he jumps on the train.
eventually they get to Sector 7.
You know.
And then they run into Tifa at the bar
With Marlene and Barrett.
Marlene and Barrett.
You see Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse running through the thing. You see this guy at the billboard. He's like, "Oh, how can you not like Shinra? Look at all this big city they made. You can't call that progress, etc."
Right. Yeah. There's so many details from like the little NPCs and stuff like you know reacting to Avalanche and like you see.
Oh, you
like,
hear the
local
TVs,
populace
yeah.
of like reacting to the news media covering the events of Avalanche, and the news media is controlled by Shinra.
And Cloud mentions that, and that I felt like that stuff is really good.
Yeah, that's a really like I'm like
I felt
wow,
that was very 2020s.
I felt like they're like wow, they're really addressing like how this stuff is being covered, and like you know.
It
Yeah,
had a different feeling from it than the original game, and I liked it better in this game better, yeah.
Yeah, just how they portray Avalanche in this is just very interesting and like very modern. It's not like this like kind of quaint kind of thing. It's like very like oh this is like you feel this.
It feels
like,
more.
it feels real. It feels
more
intense.
It feels for more adult-oriented people.
Yeah. They try to before
People
it was-
20, 25 years older, yeah.
Yeah,
Than the
before
original audience, yeah.
yeah before it felt like a kind of comedic or like comic cartoony subtext.
It seemed more kid-friendly, yeah.
Yeah, but now it's like no, this is not subtext anymore. This is like directly like invoking like real world kind of like feelings of like when you're watching the news or something like that, and like when these things are happening in real life or something, and it feels like it hits a little close to home with stuff. But yeah, I mean that's like one of the strengths of it
close
as a
home,
piece of artwork, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think it is like actually like if we're gonna go there, we gotta go there, you know, as a story. So, and it's there in the original story, and like if they don't go there, then like what are they gonna do? And they actually do go there. So, yeah.
I don't know. I felt like they didn't have to, but like the fact that they did was pretty good.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's like
Chapter 3 is a big chapter,
yeah. And then also you get to see Tifa make a drink for you. That's pretty fun.
Play darts.
You play darts for some reason.
There's a lot of side quests that you can do.
There's a lot of side quests. You meet all these random people in
You
this.
meet Weimer, Chad Lee, Marl,
Marl,
the barbershop guy. I ain't no punk ass.
You see, all these characters have like personality to them too.
Well, yeah, it's acted, so they have to show off, otherwise like they don't get another gig, you know.
And it's like big budget, and it's like 25 years in the making. They want to like really
spend a lot of money,
yeah. I think it was made.
Paid a lot of money. Yeah.
I think it was made in the Final Fantasy 15 engine also.
Somewhat, yeah. If I was 15, if I was 13, stuff like that.
And they spent like 8 years on Final Fantasy 15 or something like.
Yeah, I sort of worried like this would go to take forever. Yeah.
Yeah, this, I think Cloud was in the first trailer for Final Fantasy VII Remake took place before Cloud appearing in Smash Brothers 4, and then he appeared in Smash Brothers for Switch, and then finally the game got released. So it's after 2 Smash Brothers games between the first trailer and then this game coming out.
And there's a PS3 tech demo at E3 for
Right.
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Right, for a PS3 tech demo, right?
Yeah.
That wasn't...
And this game was released at the end of the PS4, basically.
Right, that wasn't the remake, though, was it? That was just a tech demo.
It was a tech demo, but it looked like the first chapter, basically.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's been so many spin-offs and stuff. People
now there are. I'm expecting a Strange the Paradise spin-off of Final Fantasy VII now at this point.
Yeah, oh boy. I mean, I remember...
I'm Jack Cloud.
Oh boy, don't do that. Yeah, but I do remember, I did it my way.
Instead of someone wing the intro, they play I did it my way.
Just Sephiroth shows up. And but what was I gonna say? You totally threw me off.
I'm sorry.
This is Jack Cloud.
We're talking about the tech demo and stuff.
Tech demo, yeah, it's something to do with the tech demo. Yeah, it'll come back to me at some point, I think. The tech demo.
Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers. Things.
How long it takes for the game out? Yeah.
Something about spin-offs. There's been a lot of spin-offs. Oh yeah, I remember there was a specific like Square, like Enix, like announcement thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, it's what you've been waiting for in Final Fantasy. It's coming back, everyone, and everyone gasped. And like it was like, the remake's they're announcing the remake. It's finally happening. I was like, Final Fantasy VII remastered for PC, and like they show a trailer of it,
or
like,
the PS4, right? They released it for the PS4
or
also,
like for PS4 or something,
with the cheats on it.
and it's just like you can use like infinite health and like 2 times speed,
And you
stuff.
can do it with what do you call it, the DLC or whatever. You have to spend money to boost your character.
And like this was like a live audience and stuff.
At least it wasn't as bad as the Diablo mobile game.
It was that around that time I think that like people like they were like, okay, we're bringing it back. We're bringing it back, and then it's finally returning, and then like people are like, woo. I think in my memory they were like booing. Like
I don't remember, but
like in my memory they were like,
the memory's pretty
like,
fun either way.
Like, no, you gotta be kidding me. And like the internet reaction was naturally similar. They're like, why don't they announce the remake? And then like some people were theorizing like they were trying to tease that to gauge audience reaction, just because like they obviously knew how much people would love a remake to be announced, so they wanted to gauge, oh yeah, we gotta announce a remake soon because like people really want a remake or whatever. But yeah, they wanted to do a 25th anniversary kind of thing or whatever, and yeah, it's a big deal.
This year.
So yeah, a lot of hype for this game.
Even right now with the 25th anniversary of Final Fantasy VII, people are like, oh, they're gonna announce part 2 or something, and like it didn't happen in March, so like.
So the timing is you can't plan on the timing that easily.
Yeah.
Like game development doesn't have on that kind of timeline. Like, but yeah. I mean, there's gonna be a sequel, right? It's not like they just want to have something good to show.
It's not like it did poorly or whatever. You know?
It's not like they're not gonna make like part 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a matter of like having something worthwhile to show people.
Yeah.
And not just like really early tease people.
I remember recently people for the State of Play, and I don't know what they actually announced for the State of Play because I didn't watch it. They're hoping for like Parasite Eve 4 or something.
Oh.
And I'm like, I don't know if it happened. I doubt it happened, otherwise I would have heard about it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so that's chapter 2 or 3 or something we're on.
Yeah.
And
we forgot to mention. There's like a side quest for the kittens and stuff.
there's like all these side quests in the Sector 7 slums. You can help out kids. You can help out. I jokingly refer to it as like you're just helping people get a cat out of a tree. To like.
You're literally doing that in the game, except there's no tree.
Yeah. So. You're just really doing random side missions and stuff.
You gotta build relationships. That's how you make transactions.
That's how you
gotta learn from the master.
That's life under the plate, as Tifa would say.
I wonder if that's how she's gonna learn how Zangan taught her stuff or whatever, or maybe Marl taught her stuff.
I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just basically like kind of teaching players. I think design wise, it's teaching players they can do side missions before they go on to the main quest or whatever.
Yeah.
So it gets it in their head that if they want to do that, they can do that.
I felt like...
But really, like, bashing it over the head with
It's a little bit too... Yeah, because, like, we've had these tutorials for, like, 20 years already.
Yeah. Yeah, laying it on a little thick. They're trying to make it really, like, built into the story, but, like...
We forgot.
What?
Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny. I don't know if that's in this chapter. I forget what chapter.
It's in this chapter. Chapter 3.
Chapter? Yeah. Okay, so Johnny's here. I guess you've been playing the
that chapter I've been playing a lot, yeah.
You're playing the chapters again with mods and stuff, so
yeah.
you remember all this stuff. Yeah, Johnny's introduced. He's a funny character that they bring back and flesh out a little more. He's like kind of like
there's like 2 different Johnnies now. There's like serious OG Johnny, and then there's like the funny Johnny that that's like in this one, who's sort of like a Bozoku or something.
Boso Zozoku, or whatever.
Boso Zozoku, yeah.
Yeah. He's kind of like a biker, bozo.
Still like a Kuwabara type.
He's like Kuwabara. He's also like Larry Butts from Ace Attorney. If people know that character, Larry Butts. Larry Butts is like has like even similar hair and stuff like that, and he's like always getting into trouble. He's often like the character in the first trial in each Ace Attorney game that like gets into trouble, and he's there to introduce the mechanics because he does something really stupid. And like it's a very easy case or something.
Is it every case in every entry of Phoenix Wright, or is it just?
I think it's like I think it's like the first 3 or something, or like
only the Phoenix Wright ones.
Only the first trilogy, I think, or like I don't know, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but he's definitely in the first one as the first case.
Yeah.
And he's like just like really goofy. He's like, "You gotta help me out, man! Like I'm in trouble again." He's like. Yeah, sure, Larry. What's up, man?
You've been talking about Avalanche again.
So this is like so that's like a
like Cloud has to like get rid of his competition in this chapter somehow.
Yeah, he's actually pretty scary in this, and Cloud. I feel like they definitely portray when I watch this game again. Like I feel like Cloud is portrayed as like he's gone through trauma, and then like he's also like processing things differently, and like he's also like. Tifa notices he's changed after going to soldier and like being a soldier, ex-mercenary.
They play On Our Way, yeah.
So we also get introduced to Aerith, after the bombing run, and then also
the bombing run,
and then also we get the blasting jelly from the warehouse.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
So that's a whole thing, and that's basically. I think that.
I think that's the same. So there's multiple stuff in that. There's Roach. There's Jelly's parents.
Roach, there's Jesse's parents.
And then there's the whole. Do you want me to say it?
Yeah. We're doing spoiler review.
Yeah. Okay. So there's all these other entries of Avalanche and stuff, and they're talking about Wu-Tai and stuff.
Right. They're throwing in a lot of stuff at the same time. And they're also, like, fleshing out Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse's characters, too.
Yeah.
So they're, like, alluding to, like, there being different factions, there being different spin-offs of Sephiroth, there's different spin-offs of Soldier, there's different spin-offs of Avalanche. And
Roach would be a new Soldier.
Yeah. I also feel like, even in the past, like, 5-6 parts of things since part 1 of my playthrough of this, they haven't talked about a lot of this stuff again. Leading up to the Wall Market, so that's interesting. But I mean, I haven't played the rest of the game. We'll see. But that's a whole chapter, and I feel like that's designed to like flesh out this world building a lot more, and also just kind of like add a lot more content to the game. Roche's character is just completely new. Just really,
he's like a flamboyant soldier.
He kind of reminds me a lot of like the Advent Children characters, actually.
He's more likable. He's probably the most likable soldier ever. He's like the opposite of Cloud, probably.
Oh, okay.
Like Cloud is like all gloomy and like he's the cheery one, even though you figure they're the opposite because of different sides.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like he plays as a foil to Cloud in that sense.
Yeah.
So there's contrast between like light and dark or whatever kind of thing.
He has a thing for Jesse, possibly.
Really? Oh, I didn't notice that, or I don't remember that.
I think he kept talking about.
Oh, my dear, or whatever that.
Yes, kind of those stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
And Jesse's father works for Shinra, I believe.
Oh yeah, but he's also sick from. Is he sick from Mako poisoning?
I think it was Mako poisoning. I haven't played it in a while. Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Something like that. So that's a really interesting dynamic.
Yeah, and we get to learn about Jesse's background as a theater thing, which was in the original game.
Oh yeah, that's also there. They also eat Mako pizza, Midgar special.
The Midgar special pizza, as referred to by Wedge.
Yeah.
Yeah. The cooking. Yeah.
Right, and then you have a whole battle sequence, and both on motorcycles. You also do the motorbike scene.
I thought you were gonna say Yu-Gi-Oh! GX or whatever.
Yeah, card games are motorcycles.
RPGs are motorcycles.
RPGs are motorcycles. And then you have a big fight with the Shinra soldiers, and then I guess we're just, I don't know. I don't know if we should just literally just say everything that happens, but other than we should just kind of say the things of note. But anyway, there's like a fun sequence where they like parachute down, and yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That was pretty fun.
But
that was a funny moment.
And it gives
with
you
Wedge
also
and Jesse.
it also gives you a sense of scale as to like what's happening in
Yeah, like that's
the
a totally
characters.
different part of Midgard that we've never seen in the original game.
Right, and like you don't actually. It's never come up where like you could actually travel from the upper plate of Midgard down to the lower plate of Midgard, like through a parachute. That's never explored really. Like you have to take a train usually.
I wonder if that'll play up in later parts of the series, like in part 2 or something.
Right, or like how like they parachuted to Midgard in like disc 3 of the original game.
Oh, right, there you go.
Yeah. That was like how they did that time from the Highwind and stuff. But
maybe that's an allusion to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Also, yeah, the upper plate they like build out the universe of that being like, oh, it's for like Shinra employees. They're doing well because they're Shinra employees.
Some of that might have been overexposed with like that one thing where like it's all monsters and like you have to get like you have the optional material they can just skip.
Yeah, but it really interesting. Like it shows the class differences that like happen when like you're in this. Basically a city run by a mega corporation and stuff.
Yeah.
And like you have this big interest that's like basically in control of the whole economy and stuff.
Yeah.
Which feels very real, you know.
Yeah.
And that happens all in real life, you know.
Yeah.
Happens on bigger scales and smaller scales and all different kinds of scales.
Different countries, different areas, different cities, different towns, different states.
Yeah. So yeah, this review's getting a little real now.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's a really interesting chapter. It does a lot of really, really interesting things. Next chapter, I think, is like with subways and stuff. Or like, I think Cloud is about... Actually, I think when you get back, Cloud is actually about to reject going on the mission...
Oh, right. We forgot about that part, yeah.
...to the next reactor. And then he gets roped back in to join them. Because he's about to like deviate from the main plot or whatever, and then the Whispers bring him back in or whatever.
That might be it. Yeah, I like Jessica gets her leg injured or something.
Oh, actually, like what really happens is that when they come back from like the upper plate to get the blasting jelly, they've deviated from the main plot, and the Whispers show up on their way back. So like, yeah, as like punishment, and then like Cloud, like Tifa and Barrett are fighting off the stuff, and then something like that is happening. Whatever, I don't remember the order. Yeah, it's really hard to like remember all this stuff. I remember all that stuff being really hazy because like it was a lot of stuff happening at the same time. Like, yeah, there's another Shinra faction. There's Roche. There's this blasting jelly thing. There's like Jesse's parents. There's the Midgar special. There's these whispers happening again.
Okay, it's confusing. Yeah, it's hard to remember if that was the actual entering the Mako reactor or if that was because it feels like they're the same thing because they look. It's sort of like Final Fantasy VIII and like Final Fantasies that aren't the original Final Fantasy. Like certain parts of the game just look identical to the other parts of the game.
Yeah,
and like you can't remember exactly like what was the difference. Like
it's not that important. It just leaves a general impression and stuff. Yeah. But
so yeah, Jesse gets injured, and then Cloud's like
the main conclusion
he has to join the mission. Yeah.
The main conclusion is that Cloud is initially reluctant to join the mission, but then once Jesse gets injured, he's like forced to join the mission, reenacting the events of the original game, where like he, Tifa, and Barrett go on the bombing run to the second reactor, and there they fight Heidegger and the Crab Warden.
Heidegger isn't actually there.
He's not actually there, but his soldiers and forces also fight a bunch of random things in the
They introduce the towers, and there's all these web things. Yeah, I don't think they're in the original game.
Yeah, it's fine. I think
the flamethrower soldier people. Yeah.
You also fight like a basilisk or something like
that. I don't know the name of it.
Something. Yeah. I think it might even be from like another game or like later
probably
game or something.
They put a lot of my stuff for games. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just also in Sector 7 you could fight dire rats, which are from Final Fantasy 6 and stuff, and I don't think they're
the were rats and 6,
were rats or whatever.
They're both, yeah.
Dire rats and were rats.
Yeah. They're like, oh, you didn't get I forget which one. You got the rear rats, but you didn't get the doom rats. You don't deserve anything. I guess we should stop here.
Oh yeah, Mom's home. Yeah.
All right, I'll see you guys later. This is ProPhD out.
All right, this is Mudita Hard out. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.